It's day 2, the iMedia Content Summit here in beautiful Huntington Beach, California. We just wrapped up day 2. The sun is setting. As I mentioned earlier, the theme of the summit is TV, video, and social. And our keynote speaker to kick everything off was Chris Cox. He's with the Hershey's company. One might say it was a very sweet presentation. And a little bit ago, I got a chance to speak with him in an exclusive interview. Let's take a look. What are your first impressions when it comes to this summit? How has day 2 been to you? What are some takeaways that you've learned, either being on stage or watching some other people be on stage? What does this theme mean to you? How important is it? Speak about your summit experience, day 2.
Yeah, I would say iMedia, I always go in with high expectations, and even with that, they're always exceeded. What's fantastic is the content that is presented is fantastic. The speakers who are presenting it are world class. I often look at, why do I come to iMedia? I look at it like a doctor or a lawyer would look at continuing legal or continuing medical education. The field is changing so rapidly. In order for me to stay on top of my game and to be a true subject matter expert, you have to put yourself out there. You have to make the time. And time is the most precious currency right now, but when you have an opportunity for a key industry event like this with key industry thought leaders, that's an opportunity you can't say no to. So, to be out there and watch that panel. I mean, that panel this morning was a bunch of rock stars.
Oh, so what panel was that again?
Yeah, that was the panel that AJ was moderating with Jeff Ragavan, with Travis, the woman from Saatchi and Clorox. I mean, just a dream team. And what was great there, you have a brand, you have a media agency, you have a solution provider in Salesforce, and you've got some amazingly bright minds up there, just talking story, as the ancient Hawaiians would say. I could hear Jeff Ragavan's a friend, and I could hear him talk all day long. Same thing, Samantha Sky was just up moderating a panel here with, again, some folks from Clorox and some media agencies. And these are people that I put the utmost respect into. I trust their opinions. They are thought leaders. They have results to prove it. They go out and make plays and put points on the boards for their companies and their clients. And those are the people that I want to be hanging out with at the end of the day. And, they challenge us to challenge our own thinking and the status quo and say, okay, I know you have the Hershey way of marketing, but how can you evolve that? Because that's what I'm tasked with doing every day, is what are the ideas to evolve our ways and our models and our frameworks. And even though I might be a completely different category, if there's an insight that can be gleaned from somebody like Clorox, I'm going to take that, think about it through my own lens, and reapply to our opportunities. So to have that times 10 or 20 occasions over the span of 2 or 3 days, that's a huge opportunity and well worth the investment of time and resources to get there.
Excellent. For our audience watching, it's about midday today, so we still got a lot of summit to go. We've got another full day tomorrow, not to mention, the dinner reception and the cocktails and all those networking events. So what are you hoping that our audience learns tomorrow or the rest of the day today? What do we have to look forward to?
What I would say is any iMedia Summit is like a good piece of narrative or good piece of literature where you've got several storylines that start emerging from the start of the summit on. And what I always feel, like a good book or like a good episode of Seinfeld, is by the end of the summit, all those storylines tie together nicely and neatly. It is tremendously inspiring because it gives me a lot to think about, and that's why I always love hopping on the plane after that. And when you're in that kind of thought chamber, just to sit there and say, okay, all right, I was exposed to all this amazing thinking, all these great case studies, all this great thought leadership. Now, how can I take that and apply that to my specific portfolio of brands and our needs and our objectives and our challenges? So that's what I would encourage the audience is, look at this as a narrative, a body of work that will all come together in the end, even while you're seeing great subplots and storylines, moment to moment, hour to hour.
Check back tomorrow for more summit interviews and coverage at iMediaConnection.com. Use the hashtag iMediaSummit to join the conversation if you're here. And if you're not here, check out all the articles and blogs coming out of the iMedia Content Summit, TV, video, and social. We'll see you there.